Your partner didn't stop wanting you overnight. Your girlfriend didn't wake up one day and feel nothing. Your boyfriend didn't suddenly lose interest. Your wife didn't just change. What changed was how you behaved once you felt them slipping. The moment you sensed distance, you adjusted. You replied faster than before. You softened your tone. You explained yourself when no explanation was requested. You asked questions you never needed to ask earlier. Are we okay? Did I upset you? Is something wrong? You became more careful with your words, more available with your time, more flexible with your boundaries. You called this love. You called it effort. You told yourself this is what commitment looks like. But attraction didn't weaken because you cared. It weakened because your behavior changed to prevent loss. The first time you adjusted yourself to keep peace, you revealed instability. The first time you explained instead of standing, you shifted the dynamic. Your partner didn't hear insecurity in your words. They felt it in your movement. Nothing dramatic happened. No argument. No breakup, just a quiet internal recalibration. Interest lowered, tension faded, desire softened. Not because attraction disappeared, but because it was shown something uncomfortable. You didn't lose attraction, you exposed instability.
Your partner didn't analyze your behavior. They didn't sit down and think, they're less attractive now. Attraction doesn't work that way. It shifts below language. Before, your presence felt chosen. You showed up because you wanted to, not because you had to. Your time, your tone, your availability had shape. That shape is what attraction orients to. When you felt your partner pulling back, your behavior lost that shape. Not dramatically, subtly. You began responding instead of leading, adjusting instead of standing, managing instead of moving freely. To you, it felt responsible. To your partner, it felt different. Not wrong, just different. Attraction reads behavior the same way the nervous system reads pressure. When behavior becomes reactive, the system notices. When your words start anticipating reassurance, the system notices. When your presence feels timed around outcome, the system notices. Your partner didn't feel suffocated, they felt less tension. And tension is not conflict, it is energy. Before, attraction had something to push against. Now, it didn't. You didn't become less kind, you became more predictable. You didn't lose value, you lost resistance. Attraction doesn't grow from comfort alone. It grows from orientation, from knowing where someone stands even when the ground shifts. Once your behavior began reshaping itself to keep the relationship stable, attraction quietly recalibrated. Not to zero, downward, because what once felt alive now felt managed. And attraction does not disappear when it feels managed. It simply lowers its investment. That's the part most people never notice, because nothing breaks, it just settles.
This is the stage most people misunderstand, because nothing looks broken. Your partner still talks to you, they still answer, they still show up. When you ask what's wrong, they say nothing is, and technically they're right, nothing is wrong. But something is no longer alive in the same way. Attraction doesn't announce its decline. It doesn't argue. It doesn't complain. It adapts. Your partner feels calmer around you, less charged, less pulled. Conversations become smoother but flatter. Affection becomes consistent but lighter. The relationship starts functioning well and feeling less intense. This is where most people get confused. They mistake stability for safety. They mistake peace for progress. They mistake no problems for closeness. But attraction doesn't need problems to leave. It needs friction to stay, not conflict, friction. The quiet pressure created by two people who are not adjusting themselves to manage outcome. When you began smoothing everything, you removed that pressure. You became easier to be with and harder to want. Your partner didn't lose respect for you. They didn't stop caring. They just stopped feeling oriented by you. Attraction requires something to respond to, a stance, a position, a center that doesn't shift to keep things calm. When everything becomes agreeable, attraction goes neutral, and neutrality feels like comfort until you realize desire no longer moves there. This is why attraction often fades inside relationships that look healthy. Nothing is wrong, nothing is intense, and nothing is pulling anymore. By the time people notice, attraction has already adjusted, quietly. Attraction rarely disappears. It reassigns value. It moves the relationship from one level of intensity to another level of maintenance. Before the shift, attraction was active. It leaned forward. It created pull without being asked. After the shift, attraction becomes passive. It stops initiating. It responds, but no longer seeks. This is not loss, it is regrading. Your partner doesn't feel the need to leave because nothing feels broken, but they also don't feel compelled to move closer because nothing feels unresolved. Attraction thrives in unresolved space. When you began adjusting your behavior to keep things smooth, you resolved what attraction needed left open. You answered questions before they were asked. You reduced distance before it could generate tension. You removed uncertainty before it could generate pull. The relationship became easier to manage, and easier relationships require less attraction to function. This is the mistake most people make. They believe attraction must be protected by reducing risk. In reality, attraction is sustained by the presence of risk that is not negotiated away. Not risk of loss, risk of difference. Difference in rhythm, difference in stance, difference in internal position. When both people are adjusting to maintain harmony, difference disappears. And when difference disappears, attraction has nowhere to anchor, so it adjusts downward, not into indifference, into familiarity. Familiarity feels warm, predictable, reliable, but familiarity does not pull. Your partner still values you, they still appreciate you, they still feel safe, but attraction is no longer doing work, the relationship is. This is why people say, "I don't know what changed," because nothing dramatic did. The relationship didn't end, it stabilized, and stabilization is not neutral to attraction. It lowers its requirement. Attraction doesn't fight stability, it simply steps back when stability replaces tension. This is how attraction fades without anyone leaving, not by disappearance, by reassignment. This is the point where most people react in the same way. They sense the drop. They feel the emotional temperature lower. They notice desire becoming quieter. And they respond by doing more. More checking in, more communication, more reassurance, more effort to bring it back. They believe attraction faded because something is missing, so they try to supply it. But attraction didn't adjust downward because of absence, it adjusted because of overmanagement. The moment you try to fix attraction directly, you confirm that it no longer exists on its own. Your partner doesn't experience this as care, they experience it as pressure to respond. Even gentle pressure changes orientation. Your words become heavier, your presence becomes anticipatory, your actions start orbiting outcome. You're no longer moving freely inside the relationship, you're monitoring it. And monitoring is the fastest way to lower attraction further. Because attraction does not respond to pursuit once it has already regraded. It responds to non-reaction. Most people never see this. They interpret the adjustment as a signal to try harder, when it is actually a signal to stop interfering. But interference feels responsible. Inaction feels risky. So they keep smoothing, they keep explaining, they keep checking, and each attempt to restore closeness confirms the very condition that caused attraction to lower. This is why people say, the more I tried, the worse it got. Not because effort is bad, but because effort aimed at correction keeps attraction in its reduced position. Attraction does not return through engagement with the problem. It returns only when the system no longer feels managed. And by the time most people realize this, they've already done too much for too long. After attraction adjusts, the relationship doesn't feel bad. That's what makes it difficult to recognize. Your partner still cares, they still show up, they still choose you, but they no longer move towards you with the same internal pull. Desire becomes cooperative instead of spontaneous. Affection becomes routine instead of charged. Intimacy feels available, but no longer urgent. Nothing is missing on the surface. Underneath, something has shifted position. Your partner doesn't feel compelled to impress you. They don't feel drawn to create tension. They don't feel oriented by your presence in the same way. The relationship works, it functions, it continues, but attraction is no longer leading it. Instead, habits do, commitment does, comfort does. This is why people stay in relationships like this for years. There's no pain loud enough to leave, but there's no pull strong enough to deepen. You may feel chosen, but not desired, trusted, but not pursued, valued, but not magnetizing. Attraction hasn't disappeared, it has been reassigned a lower role. It now supports the relationship instead of driving it. And once attraction settles into support mode, it rarely returns to its original position without a shift in structure. Not a conversation, not reassurance, not effort, structure. This is the uncomfortable truth. Most relationships don't fail because attraction dies. They fail because attraction survives at a level too low to sustain momentum. And by the time people notice, they're already living inside the adjusted version.
Attraction didn't leave you. It stepped down. Not because you did something unforgivable, not because love failed, but because the relationship stopped requiring attraction to function. Once stability replaced tension, attraction no longer needed to lead. This is the rule most people never learn. Attraction stays active only where it is needed. When behavior begins managing outcomes, attraction lowers its involvement. When reassurance replaces orientation, attraction becomes optional. This isn't punishment, it's efficiency. Attraction conserves energy when structure does the work. That's why trying to bring it back almost never works. Effort confirms that attraction is no longer carrying the system. And once that confirmation exists, attraction does what it always does. It adjusts. Downward. Quietly. Without drama. Without explanation. The relationship continues. Life continues. But desire no longer pulls. This is why attraction often fades inside relationships that look healthy. Nothing broke, nothing ended, something was simply replaced. And attraction does not compete with comfort. It yields to it. That is the rule. And once it happens, attraction does not return through more effort, only through a change in what the relationship requires. Not words, not care, structure.